first was the opportunity for experiential learning, which I thought was really, really cool. And the second one would be getting to, like what we learn about in class, actually get to see it in person. So for example, we learned a lot about oil drilling in our anthropology class and environmental studies classes, and then we actually got to go to do a Toxie tour and learn about the impact that the oil drilling has had on a lot of the communities, and also visit a Kichwa village.
The experiential learning is simply like no other when you travel to a new country. One day you're in your biology class learning about anacondas in the Amazon rainforest, and the next day you're in Tuputuni River swimming with them. Also, I just really wanted to become a more culturally diverse person.
And the whole thing is like such an experience that people don't usually get. Like 3 weeks in the Galapagos as a freshman in college is just remarkable.
It really contextualizes what you learn in your classes and puts into perspective that the world is truly much bigger than you could imagine.
I would probably tell myself to be less scared, because everybody here is so willing to help you out, and everybody in your cohort has the same exact fears as you. You're all going to experience so many things, so just dive headfirst into it.
Really what I would just tell myself in July is to embrace change and to try new things and to not be afraid to do those things. For example, guinea pig is a popular dish here in Ecuador, and I have not tried it yet, but I have made a promise to myself that I will, and so I'm really looking forward to that, and to really just be conscious of the different culture and the different sort of ways of life, but also know that everyone here are people just like you, just like me, and it's really an opportunity that you'll learn from, and you should just do all you can with the time you have.
I would like them to know more about the indigenous community. One that caught my eye was the Yungia. They're a small, self-sufficient community that live in the Andean cloud forest, and I found it interesting how they use natural resources to build a more sustainable economy. And since I'm majoring in business, I found it interesting how it was used globally.
I think something really cool about Ecuador is the geography. It's a really small country. It's about the size of Colorado. But despite this, they have 4 main regions. So they have the coastal region, the Andes Mountains, and then the Amazon rainforest. Those are the 3 on the mainland. And then there's also the Galapagos Islands, which are super cool. Would definitely recommend going there. And it's really interesting to see how, despite how small a country can be, there's so much going on in it, and it's such a biodiverse and beautiful country, and there's a lot to see.
And I would like to add to that, to not be scared to go to another country, and it's really fun, and you would really enjoy it.
Olivia and I are roommates, and both of our host parents are great, but our host mom has helped us learn Spanish. Neither of us came here speaking any Spanish. She gives the best advice, she cooks the best food, and she just always has us laughing.
She always makes every day really special. Like for example, Halloween, unfortunately they don't trick or treat here, but she made it special for us by making us go into the kitchen with our witch hats on, and also laying out a bunch of candy for us.
I'd say the most challenging part is definitely communication. We've figured out how to communicate using Google Translate, but it's always hard, not being able to just speak person to person.
Yeah, I remember in the first few days, we were doing pretty much charades. So I remember the first night, she was like, "Do you guys like eggs?" And so she was showing us the pan and the eggs so that we would get what she was talking about. But now we're doing much better because we've had all this immersion from the homestay.
And we're both really gonna miss her.
Yeah.
Living in the homestay is a fantastic experience. I think it's really immersive. My favorite part is really having dinner talks and chats with my host parents. I really learned a lot of wisdom from them, and I really think that listening to them offers me a different perspective. But also there are some challenges. I am a native Spanish speaker, but I'm from a different Spanish-speaking country, and so sometimes there are words in their Spanish dialect that can be different and can make it hard for me to understand what they're saying.
The host family I'm with is great. Like, the food that they make is phenomenal. They always give great advice. They're supportive of everything that I choose to do, and Yandel as well. I'd say the only difficulty I have is that I came here knowing barely any Spanish, so I need Yandel over here to help me translate. But other than that, we're able to get through conversations at dinner and get to know each other well. It's been an overall great experience.
And if you ask me, Thomas is fluent already.
Thank you.